Social Services Committee to order. With that, first thing on the list is the approval of last month's meeting. Supervisor McDonald, second by Supervisor McDevitt. Any corrections, additions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. And with that, I will turn it over to Chris. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. I did mention to the chairman, I did update the agenda from the one that was posted last week, and I'll just go over the one item that has changed, and that is the first action agenda, and that is to amend the county budget to add funding for the summer youth program. We didn't get the official funding amount until yesterday. In the draft agenda, I had estimated $92,370. We actually received $99,704. So that is the change. You see the change on the agenda as well as on the resolution request form number 7. The difference in the funding went right mostly into part-time salaries for the youth. With this additional funding, we'll be able to put at least 4 more kids on the program this summer. So
Oh, good.
we're excited about that.
Great.
And I would be negligent if I didn't thank the Commissioner of Social Services. This money comes actually through Social Services, and they designate our office to be the recipient, and they are allowed to keep part of it. They have never done so, so it all goes right into programs. So
Very nice.
I want to
Thank you.
recognize that. Thank you for it.
Yes. Would someone like to make that motion to amend the budget? Supervisor Montesi, second by Supervisor McDevitt. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
The second one is an annual resolution that I request, and this is to authorize temporary positions mostly for training, and you see that on the attached Schedule A, which is on page 5. Training slots for adult dislocated workers, Trade Act, again the Youth Employment Program, and then if funds are available, a work crew supervisor. And we do this every year. Usually we do it when we approve our formula budget, but we don't have our formula budget numbers yet. But this is still a needed resolution so that we can continue providing training.
Alrighty. Motion made by Supervisor Leggett, second by Supervisor McDonald. Any?
And
Yes.
Chris, then for summer TANF, those stay at 50 jobs, even though you have more funding?
Well, I always put in 50 just in case.
Okay.
We're actually anticipating 42 or 43.
Okay.
But thank you for the question.
All right. Any other questions? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
The next one is also related to the Summer Youth Program, which is a resolution request for a contract with BOCES. This is for Operation Food Chain. We contract with BOCES. They provide the supervisor, we provide the youth. Community Action provides the food, and they order the food and prepare the food at the Dix Avenue BOCES site, and then transport it to Eastfield and serve lunch to the kids that participate in the city's youth program, summer youth program.
All right. Someone like to make the motion for that new contract? Supervisor Montesi, second by Supervisor Bramer. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And then the final action item is a request to reappoint 4 members to the Saratoga-Warren Washington Workforce Development Board. 4 slots were up for reappointment, and 3 have asked to be reappointed. SUNY Adirondack has an appointment to the board, and they had asked if they have recommended Kaylin Prylo, and she would replace Diane Wildy, who has been on the board for 2 years. And I included all the various certificates of appointment.
Right. I see that. Thank you. All right. Someone like to make that motion? Supervisor McDevitt, second by Supervisor Leggett. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
And then I had 2 informational items. The first one is a presentation from New York Wired. We had tried to do that today, and when I saw the schedule, and we tried to get that on it for today, and it just was too soon. So I did include a handout just to give you an idea for what the program is. And really, the basic concept is, especially now that the workforce has gotten real tight, businesses are having a hard time finding employees. One way to increase the supply is through training. And so that's really what the Metrics e-learning program is about. And we will, hopefully, as time allows, have a presentation at the next meeting.
Okay, good.
But if there's any questions...
Yeah.
Yes, Supervisor Leggett.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. That, we've had several economic development initiative meetings up in the town of Chester, and as we're talking with the community about needs and doing a SWOT analysis, employment training is one of those. There seems to be two perceptions out there. One is that there's not enough jobs, and the other one is there's not enough workers. And they come out of the same group, but I think at the crux of it are people that are ready, willing, and able to work and are trained. So your office here plays a critical role in being able to have that supply and demand met.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I could, off the top of my head, list 4 or 5 employers. In between them, there's literally hundreds of jobs that are unfilled right now. And a lot of those are sort of entry-level positions. Yeah. So there's some demographic issues that are going on. Namely, there's not enough people entering the workforce that can take these starting entry-level jobs. And then the other piece is the skilled positions. There's not enough people to fill the skilled positions. And so there's really two, and they're very different issues to address in terms of supplying the needs of our businesses.
I think geographically you see some wide gaps in terms of need for employees. I mean, there was an article in a New York newspaper yesterday on the state of Utah where this was a very successful statewide roofing materials type guy. Cannot find people to drive a truck, unpack, deliver, jobs that are paying $18 to $23 an hour, and it just, so geographically we're seeing some, maybe it hasn't hit here yet, but there's some real need.
That is part of it. And certainly during the summer, that's a huge part here, where we have, lots of summer jobs that they're having a hard time filling. I had mentioned at the last meeting, we did have the job fair a couple of weeks ago in the Lake George Forum, and we had 24 businesses there and just over 100 job seekers. I was a little disappointed with the turnout from the job seekers, but there seems to be interest in doing it again next year, so maybe we can build on that and get the word out better next time.
Something else there? Yeah,
I just had as another informational item, the Workforce Development Board meeting in 2 weeks on June 7th at 8 o'clock, 333 Glen Street. That's the Travelers Building on the second floor community room. It was approved at the last meeting. And,
right.
It's open to the public, but if you wish to attend, you can let me know.
Okay, very good. Does the committee have any questions for Chris? All right. If not, I guess we're all set then.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Move on to social services.
Thank you.
Our action agenda starts with a request for resolution for notice of intent to fill the position of caseworker 35, salary 41,158, grade 16, due to a resignation effective May 1st, 2017. This is a mandated position.
All right, motion by Supervisor McDonald, second by Supervisor Bramer. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Our next request is a request to reappoint a member to the Warren County Youth Board. The Warren County Youth Board memberships includes representation from the municipalities of Warren County, and that's a group that helps us decide where we can use money for recreation that we get from the state. It's not a lot of money, but it's some money.
Okay. And it's just that one person, right?
Yes.
Mindy. Someone like to make that motion? Supervisor McDonald, second by Supervisor Leggett. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Now we're moving to Julie for the budget.
On the overtime report, we're still up quite a bit in overtime. As you can see, we still have training going on, getting our new caseworkers up and running, and our on-calls are still right up there. We're still getting a lot of new reports, a lot of calls, so that's not anything we have any control over. And as far as the budget through April, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it. At this time, I don't have any concerns.
Everything's moving along nicely then. Very good.
Right on time here.
Good. Does the committee have any questions? This is really short.
Right.
All right.
Bring Countryside because they did not have an agenda item today.
Okay, that's what I had thought, that I had gotten that email. All right, thank you very much.
And
Yes,
even though we glossed over these in the meeting, thank you very much for putting them together.
yes, we appreciate that. Thank you. All righty.
Some of those things that you... Thank you.
I'm glad.
Wait, what do you mean he's coming back here?
He sent them to me. He sent them to me, wanted me to know what to do with them, and I read them. They're crazy.
We're all set.
The first item on our agenda is authorization to submit our annual implementation plan for the 2017-2018 year to the New York State Office for the Aging. Last year, Christy did our 4-year plan, and then every year we're required to do an annual update, which includes our budget for the year.
I'd like to make that motion. Supervisor Montesi, seconded by Supervisor McDonald. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Chairwoman,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. I had a question. Is the annual implementation of plan available somewhere?
I will be submitting a copy to the County Attorney's Office. I can also, if you want to, I can email you a copy as well.
Okay, sure, yeah. If you remember.
Thanks.
Okay.
Would anybody else like that as well?
How much is it?
I honestly don't know. I don't remember. I think it's about $2 million.
Okay, I'm just trying to get a feel.
Okay.
It is a pretty lengthy update, but I will email it to all of you.
I'll try to look at it. Thank you.
The next item is permission to fill the meal site manager position at our Lake Luzerne meal site due to resignation. This is a grade 2 base salary of $19,520.25. This money does come from our Title III-C budget, which is typically 75% funded by the federal government, so the county share would be around $5,000.
All right, would someone like to make that motion? Supervisor McDevitt, seconded by Supervisor Montesi. Claudia?
Is this a full-time position?
No, it
No.
is 30 hours a week. So each meal site varies depending on the needs of the meal site, but this one is 30 hours a week.
And you're able to find someone to fill it?
Yes, we actually have somebody that is in the position that has been subbing and filling in for approximately 6 months now. So we'll post it, most likely it will go to this individual.
Was the one that can't come back, was that a compensation case?
No, she went out for her own medical reasons and had surgery, and she wasn't able to come back full duty. So unfortunately, we did have to let her go.
What do you,
Call you back.
what do you define as hours-wise as far as a full or a part-time employee?
She
What-
said 30.
30.
Oh, sorry, 30 hours, yes. And all of
That is still considered part-time, 30 hours?
for the meal site people, they do get benefits, even if they're 30 hours or less. I'm not sure if the 24-hour week ones do. I'd have to check into that. They were grandfathered in.
So 30 hours or less is still a part-time?
It's part-time, but they do get
get
the health
benefits,
insurance
okay,
benefits, yes.
okay.
Mhm.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
The next items are just informative information things. We did have our annual evaluation by NYSOFA back in February. We just got the report last week. There were a couple of areas that they wanted us to work on. The first one was our Title 3D funding. In the past, we have used these monies to cover the blood pressure clinics that Warren County Public Health does and the Ask a Nurse program out of Hamilton County Public Health. But due to the requirements, those are no longer able to be covered under that. We moved them to a different area. But we are working on getting a contract with SAIL to provide the services that would be covered underneath this funding. So we haven't had it for a couple of years, so they wanted us to research it and try to get something to be covered under there.
Okay.
The NAPIS missing data reports, we did have some missing information such as their nutritional risk scores, ethnicity, gender, race, poverty level, that weren't in the computer system for individuals. So we are working on correcting that and making sure that it's not an issue next year.
All right.
The home-delivered meal assessments, each time we have a person sign up for home-delivered meals, we have to do a home assessment within 10 days, a follow-up phone call within 6 months, and then an annual assessment. Back in February, we have approximately 550 people that we serve each day with the home-delivered meals. We were behind 265 people doing those assessments. We are now at about 32 people. And this does include all of the new people that have signed on for the month of May and the individuals that would be due for their annual eval in May. So they've done a significant job.
How many?
32 we're at right now.
I'm sorry, altogether.
Altogether, we serve 543 meals as of today,
Thank you.
every day that goes out. And that fluctuates every day. We get new people added on and people that discontinue. The next item was our targeting. We didn't have any individuals of Hispanic, Asian, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, or descent, or with limited English proficiencies. So we just have to try to reach out and get those individuals. This is based on the census for Warren County, and they determine if they tell us we have to get at least 2 people of Hispanic descent every year. So it's determined by the state. Sometimes it is very hard to reach, especially the Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders. We don't have very many of them in the area, but we still have to try to meet that. And we reach out to...
Does the state tell you where they are?
No, they don't tell us where they are, just that we're supposed to get like 2 or 3 or whatever the number is each year.
That sounds like it may be difficult to do.
Yes, it is a little difficult, but we do try.
Great.
And then the last thing with this is our limited English proficiency. So those are individuals that don't speak English very well. We have to offer them interpretive services, which we do offer, but we didn't have it documented in the client's notes. So we'll make sure that we have it documented in the future.
What does that mean, interpretive services?
So if someone doesn't speak English very well and they speak Russian, we have a hotline number that we call so somebody can interpret everything that we say and relay it to them so they understand what we're saying. And then their response is they interpret that for us.
What, the targeting, I mean, it's kind of curious, the Native Hawaiian Pacific Island, what, if you don't get it, what happens?
Nothing.
We just write you up in the report, right?
Yeah, it just goes in the report. But we do have to show efforts to try to reach them. So for like the Hispanics or the Asians last year, because that was an issue last year, We reached out to different religious sections that would meet these to try to get those individuals. It's kind of hard to do the targeting, and they're supposed to help us, tell us where to reach out to them. Like we reach out to, I think there's a temple locally, different societies that they have. We send letters just to let them know that we're here and, you know, what services we can provide, that kind of thing. So.
There used to be a Hawaiian dancer up at Charlie Head.
Do you have their phone number?
She's still dancing, huh?
I don't know.
Oh, Ron. Any questions on those? Any other questions, I should say? The next item that we just wanted to mention is this past Thursday, we had a power outage at the Cedars Mill site. Power went out about 8 o'clock, and didn't come back on till Friday, later on in the evening. There is no backup generator at this location, so we coordinated with the sheriff's office to move all of our frozen items to the jail and the kitchen so that we didn't lose all the foods. We did lose about $1,000 worth of items, which was the meal for that day and anything that was in the refrigerators. It had gotten up to 50 degrees, so we couldn't keep it or serve it. But we did save probably about $3,000 worth of products. So
Good.
I just wanted to mention that, and they were very helpful and gracious. The next item is we had our annual senior luncheon this past week at the Great Escape Lodge. We host this to recognize our seniors of the year and our contributing seniors of the year. We had about 92 people that came, and the cost to OFA was about $626. It was a very nice event.
Sorry to miss that.
Hopefully you guys can
Me
come
too,
next year.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, any questions from the committee? Good shape. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good report.
Thank you, Dee. Yeah.
Not okay.
The only someone may
We'll move on to the next.
I was going to my wife or my special other is a
Board services?
Yeah, you can go
full-time
ahead.
employee, school teacher, whatever.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Mr. Leggett, second by Mr. McDonald. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Someone would argue. Assuming the single mind.